major research interest of mine is the nature of time. So is there something special about the present moment, or is it just one amongst many times which exist? So for instance, should we think of the future as in some sense already existing? Particularly interested in the representation of time, especially in fiction, because what's interesting about fiction is a lot of people think that anything can happen in fiction. So we might, in fiction, have a representation of time as, say, paused, or we might have it rewinding, or we might have it branching, or we might have a representation of, say, the same day occurring again and again, but slightly differently each time. Now, I think the best way to think about fiction is that it shows you possible worlds. So what's interesting there is how are we supposed to think about these fictions which show us apparent impossibilities. So, for instance, some time travel stories have it as part of the fiction that the past is changed. Now this is clearly impossible. So the interesting question is, what do such fictions show us? Do they show us impossible worlds? Or do they show us possibilities concerning time which are really quite radically different from how time actually works? I think that neither of those answers is the right answer. But in order to give a proper answer to these questions, we have to draw on many areas of philosophy, like metaphysics, philosophy of science, logic, philosophy of language and aesthetics. So that's what makes my project for me really interesting and rewarding.